Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm pretty excited to check out. We've got the MegaFig for Bane from McFarlane. Now I'm not sure exactly which Bane that they went for with this, but all I know is that he's probably the best Bane that I personally have seen from McFarlane. In my personal opinion, this is the best Bane that they have done. I think he just looks phenomenal and is just badass. All the other ones I feel like are just like too small, not bulky enough, like are just weird designs. Like this is like the Bane look that I like. And like I love how big this guy is. This guy is actually so big that he ripped the plastic in his packaging. If we can see here, let's see. You can kind of see how the inside of this has this whole like rip through it, and like he moves around in there because of that rip. I think that whole part right there is just busted because of how heavy he is. Like that is pretty gnarly. We're gonna pull him out now and take a good old look at him, but look at that badass. And straight out of the box, we can really see where like he just kind of ripped all of his packaging up there and everything. So that's what we were talking about. Kind of hard to see in the box, but yeah, like he was like ripping himself out of package, just like being in that box. Pretty crazy. It's even all the way down here. That's crazy. It's crazy how much he like ripped himself out. But if you're going to pull him out, we've got one of these hefty, defty little like zip tie versions, like, on his waist. And then we've got just like our regular little like whatever the fucks you want to call these, like around his arm. So be wary of that. Out of box, out of package, we got him there, and he is just a magnificent beast. Look at that. Just totally jacked up and everything. His black on black looks real nice. Like it doesn't clash with itself. Like it's just a great design for this Bane. He does stand 9 inches and a little bit, just a smidge over that 9 inches. And if you want to go to technically the top of here, you're at 9 1/3. So that's height measurements you got for this guy. Just a massive bulky guy. Really sweet. So if we pull him up and get a little bit up close, we can see that he's got that nice little luchador mask going on. He does get a little range with this head. Ooh, not a whole lot of movement with that head. You get a little bit, just a little bit. You're pretty much just kind of like tilting which way he's looking, and you're barely getting that up look. Unfortunately, they could have done a little bit of work on that head to make him a little bit more movable, because your big problem is that he is stopping himself from moving with the way that they got that neck kind of protruding this way. So as far as these arms go, we've got our standard arms. Look at the hefty joint. Like that is like awesome. He is very stiff too, very stiff. I'm gonna grab a heat gun real quick and give him a little bit of heat before we continue to move around with him. And we're back. We have got him moving around now. He has got this whole, like you can feel it click in. It's like almost more like a ratchet type joint on that arm, which is really nice because he's going to hold himself so well. You do have a little bit of loose on the up and down. That is unfortunately something that I don't see them like coming up with something to really alleviate unless they added some kind of ratchet system to the up and down as well, because he's just got too bulky of arms, which makes what I want to do with him a little concerning, because I kind of want to chokehold like somebody and like, break the bat with this guy. But we'll see how well that works up later. But we do have that single, it looks like. Is it a single or a double? It looks like a single, but we do got a twist in it as well. If we want to focus in on what we're looking at, that'd be great. Right here. Bam. So you can get that full movement. His hands move around a lot too. You've got that full twist and you've got that hinge, so you get a lot of movement there. He does not come with alternate hands, so you are stuck with that open hand. So do with that what you can. We got that twist here, and it does not appear we have really any abdomen twist besides the fact that this whole upper torso feels like it is just sitting on a ball peg inside his waist there. So that ball peg movement is all you're really going to get from there. That's what it's feeling like to me. I have not opened them up to verify that because no real interest in doing so. But that's what it feels like to me. Going on to the legs. I don't know if you heard that, but he's got nice ratchet. Oh, yeah. I love a nice ratchet system on a big fig. It's just perfect. Then you got that double hinged knee there and everything with that butterfly joint. Real nice. You can get him to get into some nice leg poses. Yeah. He is so not wanting to move that leg at all. Oh, God. That leg is on there real good. And I've heat treated it and everything and got it moving. So, like, I mean, that is just a hefty joint they got on his knee, which is going to help him just stand up so great. So be careful when you're moving that around. But he does also have your standard McFarlane. You got your toe. You got your whole ball peg for that foot, plus your hinge. So you've got that whole movement that you're going to get. It's going to be good. That's tight, too, on this side. I like how tight these joints are. I do prefer a little bit of a struggle movement joint because it's going to hold so much better. Oh, we can't even get that lower leg to go on that hinge. There we go. Oh, God. It's so hard to move that. Be careful of, like, any kind of, like, paint or anything like that may... or plastic welding to itself, because you definitely don't want to snap this guy, because this guy's hard to come across, at least for a decent price. Definitely a good one to play around with. He is going to hold himself up really well. Those arms up and down are the only issue that I'm seeing on this guy. That's a little concerning. But other than that, he's holding himself up very well. And just looking at the detail on here, I feel like they could have done better with the green tubes because it's very basic and stuff for like the oozing. But other than that, really solid. So let's just get him into some poses and kind of check him out and get some size comparisons. Now, I think that's a pretty dope pose right there. We're just holding up with the chokehold. They've got one of those NECA turtles there. And he actually is holding him by himself, standing up by himself. There is no supports for him. He is holding that guy. Now, if we do turn this, he might fall. We'll be careful because he is not holding him the way I would like him to, but he is holding him good enough. He is loosely in his hand, but the important thing is that he's standing by himself. Like, that is really badass, and I was not expecting him to be able to actually A, hold up his weight, B, actually grip him, C, like, actually, like, dude, like, that is just, like, that's awesome. Like, I am very impressed right here. We got him with, like, a little TGRI ooze canister. He does not actually grip it. I did put putty on that and in his hand so that he could actually hold that. And let's see if we can really tilt this around and see how he's holding him there. Really cool. I like that. I like how he's actually holding him. I think that is super dope. That is super cool. Let's get some more poses. And right there we have got him with the Super Shredder from NECA as well. I think that is a pretty cool little pose there as well. Them just shaking hands, doing a little trade-off and everything like that. You could tell, like, the size difference between these guys in just sheer terms of bulk, as they are standing roughly the same heights. Like, if we really look at him, mind you, he does got a bended knee. If we recall, this guy is 9 1/4 to the tip of his whatever helmet little spike. And like I said, this guy is 9 1/3 to 1/4, somewhere around there for the top of this. So, like, I mean, they are roughly the same height, but as you can see, their bulks are where, like, you're getting all that difference from here. Really cool, though. I think it's pretty cool because it's almost like you could have, like, little buddies over here. Here, you stand up. Yeah, you stand there. And then we put you here. Let's see how well this works. You guys are watching with me. I just want to see. There. Can we shoulder you? Yeah. That's cool. That is pretty cool. One more pose and we'll get to it. And there we have him with the Batman and Robin Batman, the one from the Mr. Freeze Schwarzenegger Build-A-Figure. You can see that height difference right there. Very, very eye-popping, and like everything to see just how much bigger this guy towers over him. That is awesome. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We're going to see if we can get him into a little Break the Bat and see how that goes. This is a pretty good little... I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. This doesn't look bad. It could definitely use a little work and get a little bit more perfect. And obviously he is not holding himself up whatsoever. I would have to mess around for a few minutes to really find a good way to get this, but I definitely think you could get a really good like Break the Bat like pose out of this guy. Now that knee is not going to come up like perfectly the way that I want him to at all, but I mean, like, what really else can you expect? Like, this is already so good. Like, he is going to pull off some very gnarly poses, and like he is so tight. God, I am pulling. Fucking hell. The thing does not like to move, which is good. Like, it's a good thing. It really is, because he's holding. But, God, like, it's a little bit too tight almost. But look at that. Like, I mean, almost any pose that you really just, like, throw him in real quick is going to look pretty good. Like, look at that. He's like, oh, hey, taxi! Go ahead and pick this guy up, definitely, if you are thinking about it. If you're a Bane fan, if you want a Bane for any reason, this is the Bane that I recommend from McFarlane specifically. Like, this is out of all the ones I've personally looked at. If you have a favorite, by all means, let me know. But this is the one that I'm going with as my favorite from McFarlane right now. A little bit better on the joints to make them movable, but keep that like solid hold would be perfect. Maybe a little bit more articulation if they could pull it off in some places, just to get a little more range. Other than that, like, I mean, like, I don't see this guy getting too much better. A little bit more detailing from like a higher end company, but this is the base prime figure that I would go for a Bane for sure. Let me know what you guys think for sure. See you around.